I was telling someone the story of the neuropsychologist who was about to embark on his residency, who took it upon himself to diagnose me as ADHD. Now, those of you who have seen my close to 700 videos could probably see that I don't really come across as someone with ADHD, like not even remotely. So I'm not sure where he got that from exactly, other than that I am kind of active and wiggly, and he was pretty much a couch potato. So I don't know. I wish him well in his degree, in his practice, but it just seems a little odd to be diagnosing someone that you've pretty much just met. I would think that that's not a recommended tactic in that profession, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Let me know.
Squeeze me? Oh, no, you did.
Talk about a blow to the ego. This queen got diagnosed by her date. Or at least it appears that's what happened here. I don't know the exact details, but I do know one thing. It's amazing how she's trying to deflect a diagnosis from an actual physician. I.e., just more examples that women really can't handle the truth, can't handle accountability, can't handle things of that nature. Queen, let me just say something. Apart from finding this hilarious, I actually think that the guy, number one, doesn't have that much game, and number two, thought he was actually trying to help. Now, how much that's going to help? Well, what's the old saying of you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Yeah, when you're a man dating a woman, you got to give that a multiplier factor of 5 just to get in the ballpark. Now, this gorilla just can't help notice that if this lady did go on a date with this guy, she's actually willing to not have a relationship with an actual physician because of that diagnosis. Ladies, I gotta say it, men and women are different. If you're a female physician and you diagnose a man, will he cut it off with you? More than likely he will. Wanna know why? Because he doesn't care about your profession and doesn't care about your money, more than likely. But something tells me this queen didn't go on a date with the physician for his stunning blue eyes and Chad-like features. Before we move on, I want to say thank you, fam, to all of my subscribers for supporting this channel. I truly appreciate all of you who leave comments, who like my videos, and share them on other social media platforms. I truly gotta say thanks, fam. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button. Moving on!
I told a complete stranger yesterday that I was on... Yep. Just walking through Whole Foods. Some man stops me and says, "You look really familiar." And I said, "I do." And he said, "Yeah, I know you from somewhere." And I said, "Probably from..." I get recognized a lot. It's just kind of part of it, you know? And he got real quiet. It was meant to be a joke, but when he got real quiet, I got real quiet. It was very awkward for a minute. And I just said, "Okay, have a good day." And I left. I'm not on... It was supposed to be a joke.
What the hell you say?
You're not on OF? It was supposed to be a joke? Well, what can I say, my multi-decades plus post-wall queen? You might as well just throw yourself on the world-famous OF platform where you put everything out there for $3.99 a month. Because honestly, that joke and this video along with it came off as quite creepy. I mean, they gave this gorilla the ick. My question is, what are you trying to do with this? I mean, were you trying to make like the next meme and hit it big on social media? Or is this just you trying to cushion the way to actually start an OF? Because let me tell you, it doesn't really take much for you to kick off the OF career, especially nowadays. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have seen the simp epidemic go down, and we have seen a reduction in simping. I don't have the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's gone down a bit. But even with that, there's still plenty of numbers where an elderly woman like yourself can get a following. I mean, a simp and his money are soon parted. And notice, this gorilla does not shame OF workers. Want to know why? Because if all the blue pill betas out there are willing to give up the money in exchange for your self-esteem, have at it. With the money you make from that, you could actually afford an indoor playground for all of your cats. Moving on.
Okay, I'm 47, I'm single, contemplating dating, all that jazz, or just remaining single. Someone asked me the other day, what is my deal breaker? Or what are my deal breakers? Currently, men that, well, act like boys, obviously. But the big one is men like around my age, because I can date older or younger than me if I wanted. But I feel like men around my age, some of them haven't even started families. I'm done. I'm a grandma. So I'm just curious as to what other people's deal breakers are, and if I'm being too harsh, because I don't necessarily want to date someone that has young kids, just because I have that freedom and flexibility of just taking off if I want, not having to plan things too far in advance. I mean, I have a dog, but I'd just be like, hey, somebody watch the dog. But I'm just curious. Another one would probably be smoking or a really heavy drinker. Drinking on occasion is fine, but somebody that has to have a drink as soon as they get home and have multiple drinks a night instead of just, I'm going to have a beer after work, kind of just relax, whatever. I mean, that's cool. And then a heavy smoker. I don't smoke. I just, yeah, those are my hard passes. So I'm just curious, what is other people's hard passes?
I changed my mind.
All right, this girl is going to say one thing. The second part that she said, I completely agree with that. And yes, ladies, surprise, surprise, this girl doesn't slam women all the frickin' time, just when stupid stuff comes out. But she said that she cannot be with someone that smokes because she doesn't smoke. This is completely understandable because this goes both ways with men and women. And it's just not limited to smoking. I mean, let me call it as it is. There are men who just don't drink anymore. And they refuse to be with a woman who drinks because they don't want to be tempted with that. Completely understandable. There are men out there who are not 420 friendly. And they can be like, nah, I'll pass. And just like men have preferences, women have preferences. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But let's go back to her first point. She doesn't want to date somebody that has kids at this moment. Now, I know that she put her age in there to try to fluff that up, soften that blow, but this girl has got to call the double standard hypocrisy when he sees it. So, let me get this straight. All you queens out there say a real man would date a single mom because they're a package deal, and if he's going to love her, he's got to love her kids equally, blah, blah, blah. But when the shoe's on the other foot, oh no, can't have that. Now, she puts the excuse because she's old enough where she doesn't want to plan anything out. She wants to go out and travel. Okay, hold up a second. Let's be honest here. How often do you just take off? Seriously, how often do you decide, hey, let's go and a last minute vacation idea, let's jump on a plane and head out of here? I'm sorry, unless you're independently wealthy, you're not doing that. Even adults who don't have kids still plan out their vacations with enough time. So don't come with that excuse. Why don't you say the truth? Women do not want to take care of other women's children. Oh, it's perfectly fine if a man comes in and shares his resources for her children, but that woman sharing her own resources for his kids? No. And the saying that, oh, it's a package deal. If you love him, you got to accept the kids as well? No. That's only a one-way deal, apparently. I mean, in the end, Queen, yes, men can respect you for the boundaries that you set up, but at the same time, this girl is going to call it how he sees it, and that's a hypocritical boundary. So question, Queen, the man who's going to be with you, does he have to accept your pets because you're a package deal now too? Just another layer of that hypocrisy, huh? Moving on.
Why do I say yes to dumb story time? So as most of you may know, I am single because I choose to be. And there's going to be a dude that's like, oh, you're just saying that because you can't get a date. Yeah, I turned down a date from your dad last night. Come at me, bro. Anywho, so a really good friend of mine texts me and she's like, I've got the perfect guy for you. So she tells me all about him. Now I have found that just because someone looks good on paper doesn't always indicate that they're for me, which was the case. But I digress. Now, the thing that I liked about this guy is he was actually very quick at texting me and engaging in a conversation. A real conversation, not what some dudes usually do. So far, good sense of humor, all the boxes seem to be checked. So that day, he asked me if I wanted to catch happy hour after I got off work. Yeah, man, let's get this going, chop chop. Why waste time going back and forth in text for weeks? Let's figure out if it's even gonna work. So I met him for happy hour, and I only had about an hour to kill before I had to go pick up my kids. So it was fairly fast, and he was super cool about it. Turns out he had some stuff going on too, so it worked out perfectly. So we got to know each other. He told me some things about his life. I told him some things about my life, and there it was. And you guys know that I'm pretty direct. However, I'm not mean. So I was very upfront and honest with him when I said, hey, I travel a lot for my job. So if anything progresses, you have to be okay with that. Also, I'm not the kind of girl that's going to be blowing up your phone all day. I'm not going to be butthurt if I text you and you don't text me back right away. And I hope that you don't feel the same from me. Because that's not who I am. Once upon a time, I kind of used to be that way. And I also told him that I hope he wouldn't get offended by that, because just because I don't respond right away doesn't mean that I'm not interested. It just means that my focus is somewhere else. To which he responded that he actually was fine with that, and that's the way he was. That was not the case. So because I had a lot of trips coming up and he knew it, a lot of our communication for about a week was strictly text messaging. And I could tell already that my inability to respond quickly was starting to maybe become an issue. But what people will do is they'll mask that through humor. Example, they send you a text message, you don't respond in the time they want you to respond, so then they'll say something to the effect of, "Guess we won't talk about that subject, duly noted." Because they're prompting a response from you if they say something cutesy but passive aggressive, which I'm not here for, because I know what you're doing. So sort of the icing on the cake was I went to a conference in Portland, and he was very aware that I was at this conference and what my responsibilities were, which were plentiful. Long story short, my attention was not on him or anybody else. My attention was literally on this conference and being present. And in that time, he sent me a text message, and I didn't respond in the time frame that I guess he wanted. So here came the cutesy passive-aggressive messages. So as hard to believe as it may be, my phone was pretty much in my purse the whole night. Really just didn't have a reason to be on it. Everybody that I was around, I was enjoying the company, engaged in the conference, and that was what I was trying to do, was be present. When I got back to my hotel room, it was late. I plugged in my phone and went to bed. So I did remind him that just because he sends me a text message that I don't respond to right away doesn't mean I'm not interested. It just means that my attention was somewhere else, and that's why I was writing him back first thing in the morning. Well, he must not have appreciated that response, because I got crickets, and we haven't spoke since. Apparently, communication and words are hard. So all that crap you told me in the beginning that I said I was okay with, just kidding, I wasn't okay with it at all. Reason 1152 why I stay single. Because even when I was polite and direct and literally did exactly what I said I was going to do, it still didn't work.
You're single by choice. You turned out a date, come at you, bro. Oh, that's real simple. You're not single by choice. I'll be the first to say it. You're single because you cannot keep the man that you want. You can't lock him down. And you're not special, princess. You're not the super awesome post-wall woman that has broken all the rules. You're just like the rest. The truth of the matter is, you can attract a bunch of men to sleep with you, attract a bunch of men to take you to Pound Town, but the ones that you want to commit to you, i.e., the ones that are going to give you the ring, they're not committing to you. Now, I'm pretty sure you can get a bunch of guys that you're not attracted to commit to you, but you're single because you can't get the ones that you want to commit to you. There. Boom. I mean, in your own speak, the only thing that's got to come at you, bro, that doesn't let you lock down the man that you want is the fact that you're a single mom. But don't let that stop you from racking up that body count. You'll find your Prince Charming. Apparently, it wasn't the baby daddy. And the funny thing is, your own story kind of defeats your own statement of you're single by choice. Your story very clearly stated that you couldn't hold on to a guy who checked all your boxes because of your job, of your work. So let me get this straight. The guy that was actually willing to put up with a single mom and these shenanigans, you're saying that he's wrong because you weren't there for him. You were busy working. Well, first of all, sweetheart, you're a single mom. You and him are not married, and that child isn't his. So there's no reason for him to stick around and act like the supportive husband. Sorry, that's number one. Number two, a guy like that probably has a roster. Maybe he liked you. You probably did the backflips in the bedroom the way he likes it. Or maybe he enjoys your comedy. Who knows? The point is, he's putting in the effort. Notice how a lot of women complain when men don't put in the effort. And now you're trying to say, oh, it's his fault. It didn't work out because you explained clearly that your job takes a lot of precedence. So I have a question, sister. If your job takes away that much free time for your social life, why date at all? Why even start at all? Simply put, you expect men to act like women. What I mean by that is because women will understand when a man is very successful because they find that fascinating about him. And they're willing to put up with limited communication and limited texting because they understand he's busy making money. And they're looking forward to one day he is going to be taking care of her, if it gets that far. Here, the shoe's on the other foot. You're the one making money. You're not supporting him. You're not taking care of him. So what do you expect? Him to act like a woman in this one? Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be very understanding and supporting for your career because one day you're going to take care of me? That's not going to happen. He knows that. And if you hear crickets, chances are he's already replaced you. And you're saying, well, this is the reason why I stay single. Because of this. Well, no, actually, the reason you stay single is because you can't get a guy like that to fully commit to you. He put up with it for a while. Then he cut you off and said, okay, next on the roster. But don't worry, Colleen. You boss baby it up. Keep making that money. Get that bag. And just like the women always say, once you make the bag, you'll get the man that you want. You'll see. Guess what? You're going to get crickets on that too. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.